President Trump tonight on defense, blaming states for dropping the ball on COVID-19 vaccinations. The federal government has distributed the vaccines to the states. Now it is up to the states to administer. Get moving. The presidential finger pointing comes as only about 2 million people have been vaccinated across the U.S., a far cry from the 20 million promised by the end of the year. So what accounts for the slow rollout? The military leader of the administration's vaccine effort explains it this way.
There's been 3 major snowstorms. There is everybody working through, how to do the notification, how to make sure we're administering it the right way.
But health experts point to problems with the Trump administration plan putting states in control.
It's really a state and local level to get vaccines and arms. The federal government doesn't invade Texas or Montana and provide shots to people.
It's not an invasion. It's helpful. The federal government should be helping states.
This is the federal government abdicating its responsibility, leaving this up to the states, just like they did with testing. And we saw what happened with testing.
The country's war against coronavirus waged as 50 separate battles, each state now with its own vaccination strategy. In Fort Myers, Florida, seniors spent a chilly night in a line stretching for blocks, waiting for vaccinations offered on a first-come, first-served basis. With many states stretched thin and cash-strapped 10 months into the pandemic, Maryland's Republican governor now calling for more federal help.
There really wasn't a lot of support, no financial support and no real plan. So it's not just sticking needles in arms. There's a lot of moving parts, and I think nobody is quite performing at the top capacity, and we've all got to work together to ramp it up.
And tonight, Admiral Brett Giroir of the White House Coronavirus Task Force acknowledges the administration, in his words, needs to be doing a better job with the vaccine rollout.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.